Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks. This is episode 76 of the Interplanetary Voyage of Exploration, and in previous episode we were doing some Joule and lathe science, I guess. So moving on from there, I decided it would be time to actually get out of the lathe sphere of influence and see if we can find another victim. Another target to actually collect some precious science. With that in mind, so I have already planned the ejection out of lathe. So I'm just trying to see, and I have 300 more meters per second to burn to make sure that I do get out of lathe, and then I'll be looking to get around some other planet. So I was actually looking at lathe to Val intercept. We'll see how well that will fare. So at the moment, I'm just now making sure that I ejected correctly, and here I'm just now trying to align and see if I do get a Val encounter. So just making sure that we correct the inclination. But first let us eject from lathe. Oh, and this is beautiful sight. I really like one thing I like about Julian systems, that all the moons and they're very close, so it looks very beautiful when you see them dance, and they're not far from each other anyway. So yeah, close the alarm, and let us execute the planned maneuver so that we correct the inclination, I think, towards Val. And yes, so at the apoapsis we will now try to see if we can fix our burn to see if we do get an encounter with Val. I don't know, maybe I don't get encounter with Val. How about some other moon? Ooh! Oh, Tylo! Glad you volunteered! So it looks like we won't be gathering data around Val, but instead we will go to Tylo. Well, given the fact that we haven't visited either one of them, I don't care. Tylo is just as good as any. So 374 meters per second burn, and our light bulb burned out. Oh, dang it, at this point I couldn't care less. So burning, and just to make sure that we do get a Tylo encounter. Perfect. Burn. Awesome. That is exactly what I wanted. A nice, tight Tylo encounter. Great. Toggle SAS, kill the flight computer, and let's get in that sphere of influence. And at this point, we have the Nuke 1 getting also in the sphere of influence around Joule. So we have to switch to it, because I want to make sure that I get in the correct way. So we are very close to the encounter, and I'm thinking, as opposed to going to lathe, I want this one to be going as close to Joule as it possibly can, because I want to get the science from space near Joule. So let's see if we can tweak to make that happen. Our current periapsis is 9,449, so 19,449 kilometers, and I would really like our periapsis, or 9,606,000 kilometers, so I like that one to be a little bit closer. So I have set up a maneuver node that should give us a 561 kilometer, which should hopefully be close enough to get some, low over Joule science. I don't really know the values, but I'm kind of just hoping for it. So, and at this point I just want to make sure that I brake around Joule, no aero brake, rather just a regular orbital insertion burn, because I cannot afford to close the... Again, I cannot afford to close the panel for, well, antenna, basically. Sorry, sometimes I'm missing words. So, back to our Nuke 2, going back to Tylo, I guess. Hi, Tylo. So, just doing some minor corrections, making sure that we get a warning when we come within Tylo's sphere of influence. And we got the alert. Thank you. So, and now we're in orbit around Tylo. So, not fully orbit, we still will be escaping Tylo, but I'm just now harvesting some science, or better yet, I'm actually storing it in my probe core, because we are using Science Containers mod. So, getting a bit closer and getting some more science. And yeah, our periapsis is 1000 kilometers, so I'm hoping to catch some science, but then again we will see. So, connection error, we're not getting a connection, I have to get out of the blackout. And here we have a connection. Perfect. Okay. I was hoping here for a little bit more science, but I guess Tylo has been cheap on us a little bit. I was thinking whether or not I should get low over Tylo or not, but I got this nice flyby, so I exactly wasn't sure. So I figured, well, I don't know, I guess I might as well be ejecting out of Tylo and move to more greener pastures. So, yeah. Hi Tylo and bye Tylo. This was pretty opportunistic anyway, it wasn't really that much planned, so I didn't really want to do an orbital insertion around Tylo, so... And, whoa! I've got... What's this? So I'm ejecting here and... okay, now I'm in the orbit around Joule. Perfect, I'll increase that one a little bit. Somewhere around there, and... Okay, let's put around 100,000 by 100,000 apoapsis, and I'm actually thinking that, will I visit another one or not? I'm still trying to combat the idea. We've gotten a boatload of science around Lathe, so, and I don't want to be lingering my space program too much by not sending the data, so I'm thinking maybe for this probe, this should be enough. I still have one probe that is incoming, and I may be sending that one also on the circular route Julian system, so let's see. This one is also a little bit lower-ish on its delta V, so I'm kind of hoping to be able actually to I'll probably just ditch the tanks and return back home from this orbit. Yeah, given the delta V, I think I'll just wait for the appropriate transfer window, ditch these containers, and just wait until such time when we get basically a transfer window back home to Kerbin. So now I'm just trying to find the best possible transfer, and then I realize that I'm looking from Dres. I have no idea where that one comes from, but okay. So let me just quickly change that. Clearly this is post commentary, so it when I was playing, it took me a while until I figured out that it was actually Joule that I was looking at, and not 100 kilometer but 100,000 kilometer orbit. So I was actually planning this transfer because the transfer time is low and the departure date is soon, so it is exactly as I would like it to be. That basically means that I wouldn't be wasting too much time in the orbit around Joule. And another one I'll add here. So I actually have 2 Joule to Kerbin transfer windows, and I think it will be fine. Great. So it's in 2 days and 2 hours. Wow. That actually means that I should be starting planning the nuke probe to return almost now. Interesting. Let's then see if we do get a Kerbin encounter. So, inputting the correct prograde, normal and radial, and just now tweaking the departure time until we align with Kerbin here. Ooh, and it's a very nice close encounter with Kerbin. Oh, yes, please. Oh, and we got a Kerbin encounter. Wonderful. I guess this means that we will be returning our nuke probe in roughly 3 days. Wow, that would be exciting. Because that means that our flight time won't be too long, and that actually we will be able to profit from this science. Because, as you saw, guys, I really am not keen on transmitting the science back to Kerbin, because you only get a fraction of it. So I only transmitted the experiments which I got 100% back, but the other ones that you get like some percentage back, well, no, not really. Those I decided I would rather return back home, and the probe will be coming back home. I have ample of parachutes, which should hopefully suffice, so yeah. Anyway, we are at our transfer window and we are burning for the ejection. It's a bit longish burn, 3 minutes and 20 seconds, but we are now much lighter, so it doesn't take that long to actually burn. And yes. So I guess it's good that I didn't use the rest of my Delta V for except returning, so yeah. And I think it's cool because our nuke probe 1 is also coming in, so we don't really have to worry about our nuke probe 1, I guess, getting the rest of the science, because it will be aerobraking in the area around Joule within 43 days. Cool. Ten more seconds to burn. And come on, give me an encounter, Do we have an encounter or not? I don't think so. But it's a minor burn that we need to execute soon enough, so within 1 hour we can do a small correction burn, just to make sure that we do secure an encounter. And now we have the encounter. Perfect. Well, that's good enough in my book, I guess. We might be tweaking that encounter some way along the road when we need to come in closer. We have enough Delta V so that we can do it, so it should be no problem. And at this point I have decided that I do want to expand our Duna base, or not base, but orbital station. So if you remember, Jeb basically sucked all the supplies dry except for food supplies. So I'm thinking of expanding this one to be able to be more or less self-sufficient when it comes to, like, you know, food, water and oxygen. So I'm just now putting also some recyclers, and I'm putting some water filters and stuff, so that the only resource we will need to be supplying is actually the food. That will simplify our logistics greatly, because then we can use the remaining space on our spacecraft going there to send some food. And in ideal case, once we actually do make this station, then the station should be in theory capable of producing its own food and be self-sufficient. So that's kind of the goal for the station anyway. And I'm trying to create a symmetrical station, so 100% or roughly symmetrical, because I want to be docking this one to our current station, and I will be doing that at an angle. So one of these guys that you're seeing, the senior docking ports, will actually be used to dock to the station, because clearly I cannot launch the station horizontally or something. That just isn't right. So it will go vertically up, but it will angle 90 degrees and then as such be connected or docked to this. So I think I added our Aeroponics or Curbitat, Aeroponics, and also the control center, and I'm thinking that I add the PDU. So hopefully this should be enough to make our station, well, not entirely self-sufficient. There are still some things that we need to add. So I think I added, yeah, this will look cool, agricultural module. So, and it's more or less symmetrical. Let us put the nose cone on, and this time is, guys, that I realized that I don't actually need to be putting like the, what do you call it, separators. So thanks to my commenters for that. I appreciate your comments. Just sometimes I record way ahead of myself, so yeah, it takes some time. And I am a little bit concerned because this is rather long-ish station. So yeah, we'll have to figure out some way how we can actually use it. I'm putting some RCS ports, and I'm thinking that I need to add more stuff. So let's put some struts that should be holding this part together, because I don't want my station breaking up in many little pieces as it goes up. So this, what you see, guys, now, this should be the part that should be docked. So this is actually our payload. It's rather huge, but then again, what can you do? So now I'm looking for a decent adapter that should hopefully be able to fit something underneath, and just trying to find a good adapter. 2.5 meter one, or I should be going for 3.75 even. I think this one is heavy, so I'm a little bit concerned. Oh, and nukes are not using this fuel. Ah, I get it. Okay, so I have discovered one of these big nukes, and one of these big nukes requires liquid hydrogen fuel. So yeah, I'm actually looking at the liquid hydrogen tanks just to find some decent ones. So let me see if I put like one here. Great. And then maybe a couple of these. Let's put 4 of them. That might be sufficient. So 2600 delta V. Yeah, I have no idea. Probably it should be more than enough. I think Duna usually takes 1000, but then again we are doing also an insertion burn with this one because we don't really want to aerobrake with this baby. So yeah, curb into Duna. Oh, it's quite soon. Beautiful. So actually, yeah. And the transfer time is not too shabby. So let us just balance this craft for docking based on the yeah, okay. I actually need some, I think I need some RCS fuel. Do I have monoprop? No, on this test one I don't have monoprop, and I was thinking just adding 4 like boosters here on the sides. That should hopefully take this one up to Duna. But then again, I think it's a little bit too low to be able, because all I need is a stage that would basically take this guy to orbit and circularize. That's it. So I don't need much bigger than that. So yeah, I was even thinking just 4 boosters that should separate before its transfer burn. But maybe then this is a little bit more practical, but I'm really concerned in terms of length of this guy. So let's just add 4 boosters here, and Jesus, this is long. I don't know. Seems awfully long for a rocket, so I'm really worried if that will even make it to orbit. Maybe if it will even make it off the... even if it will leave atmosphere. I mean, let's just connect something like this. Yeah, this looks a little bit better, but I'm still concerned. And very much so. Just checking my staging, and... well, I guess you don't know unless you try, so... let's try it out. Let's do the simulation, huh? Or actually, I'm thinking, yeah, a big ass SAS here. 1 SAS on the top. Do we have some RCS? Yeah, maybe I should put them a little bit here. And some monoprop tanks. And now let's simulate it. Sure. I think this will be very, very fun launch. I expect many kabooms. Let's start it off before the rocket changes its mind and decide to go flip, and yes. Alright. Pendulum. No. Yes. I think we need some more. And it went flippy because I have forgotten to actually add the antennas. So I'm adding 4 antennas here, and I will be adding 1 antenna there, and I'm thinking I also forgot some solar panels, for crying out loud. Jesus, what was I thinking? Some lights, sure, and then some more lights here, just to counterbalance it, and then 4 solar panels, or yeah, 4 solar panels here, and 4 more there, because we do have the PDU, but then the PDU has to be on, and we want this to generate a sufficient amount of electrical energy from the solar panels as well. Great. So let's give this one a go. And I'm even thinking of maybe flying up with enabled RCS, just to make sure that my reaction thrusters are... yeah, wrong button. Sorry, guys. Okay, come on. On paper, it looks pretty solid. So, Bob and Bill will be testing it. 1 scientist and 1 engineer. What could possibly go wrong? Blast off. So far we're flying straight and true. And then we're starting our gravity turn. Well, on the plus side, let's try the nuclear engine, and it works. Beautiful. Revert to the editor. So, bottom line, it is unstable as hell. So, what can we do to actually improve it? Yeah, we can remove the kerbals, because why not? I'm not giving up on this design, that's for sure. So I'm thinking that actually the error was me trying to basically do a gravity turn too early. I think this one won't be the rocket that will have the most efficient gravity turn, but rather it will go very steep, straight up, and then when it comes out of the atmosphere, it will do its gravity turn and accelerate all the way up to be able to, and yes, beautiful. Restart the simulations. So I was having a couple of tries before I actually succeeded, but then again, no pain, no gain. So this time I'm actually trying to fly it as straight and true as I possibly can, And this time, guys, I'm actually flying with very low thrust on ascent, because previously I think it was FAR that basically screwed me over. Because the forces executed on this long rocket are clearly, tilting it, so this time I actually started to turn only when I passed the 20,000 mark, and my apoapsis was already way up in the 40s. And as you can see, it seems that this is the right approach for this rocket. So, very steep ascent profile, I guess. So, let me just see if I'll have enough delta V to circularize. And then we will see, because the test is to see how much I have left after we have successfully circularized. I saw 1900, which means I will be circularizing on the nuke. Well, not the worst thing, but let's extrude the solar panels and let's burn. So at this point the lights are up, the rocket seems stable, which is kinda cool, I guess. This is basically the second station part that I'm actually launching to Duna, which is not, the first one that is not the exploration ship, so yeah. Well, the nose cone tried to fall off, but there was no enough ejection force, so it's right now sticking to the rocket until I stop thrusting, and so far I'm pretty happy with this simulation, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna build this ship. I just need to put 2 more monoprop tanks up, because once we decouple the bottom ones, we have no more monoprop, and we really need to dock this baby. So, okay. This is pretty much it, and I'm calling this one Duna Aeroponics Module Mark 1. And given the fact that we weren't able to circularize on its own, I've decided to actually add some more oomph to this guy. So I'm thinking of replacing that guy, adapter interstage, with this one and with the actual fuel tank. So that should hopefully give us a little bit more juice. Just now fixing my staging, everything looks great, and at this point I know that my craft will go upward, so I'm actually adding a little bit more just to make sure I have enough. So let's put these bad boys and save it, and after that I will be going directly to build. I'm thinking it should be fine. So once again, guys, we're coming up to the end of the episode. Thank you for watching the episode. Like if you like, and press subscribe for more KSP content that should be coming soon. In the next episode we will be launching this guy. Until then, thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.